Hey, 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 Black Four Horsemen. Saddle up. We about to get it. You know what's up, know what's up, know what's up. Hey, Black Four Horsemen in the building. And it did it again. Look, that's on fade now. I don't know what happened that time.
Well,
It's
well, at
so
least to me, it didn't sound like it just completely stopped. It's like it still faded a little bit.
Oh, okay,
So,
now because this look stream, y'all. I had it click this time. Stop playing with me. Stop
It did
playing.
seem, I don't know, it may be my headphones low. It did seem a little low when it first came in, but it got louder. So
Yeah, it got louder because I was testing some other stuff, man, where I could there's an option on here where I can have some music playing and stuff in the background, so it just won't be air and opportunity in the background and stuff. We can have a little music going over the background while we talk and stuff like that. I don't know. I was gonna try that. I'm gonna try that next week. I couldn't find some royalty free music where I'm trying to bust our heads because it's a copyright infringement. But anyway, we digress. What up, everybody? Black Four Horsemen in the building, back with episode number 22. 22 episodes in, man.
Oh man, I should have worn my Emmitt Smith jersey. I forget.
Yeah.
It said Michael Irvin.
No, that's all right because I want that many episodes that you got on, and we way past number two episode and stuff like that. So, hey, we appreciate you guys chiming in. I'm about to get on Twitter and X and let everybody know that we are live, and those who are who have the notifications on will be sliding in here shortly. But as we always do, check out the bottom line here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe these videos to our channel on YouTube and forward these videos. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on X. All of the information here I will leave down at the bottom for you to take a gander at and make sure that you're keeping up with the Black Four Horsemen as we continue to do our thing here in the wrestling internet wrestling community. Q, what's up, man? I forgot to ask how you was doing today. You good?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Good. It's, another week. But pretty busy because now the school's back in. Now you got sporting activities, and my son does taekwondo and baseball. So we had taekwondo today. He has baseball practice tomorrow, and he has 2 games this week, Thursday and Friday. So it's gonna be a busy week, man.
Okay, so you got one kid that's doing all the stuff, or is it both?
Both. So I got a boy and a girl.
Okay.
So my son is doing taekwondo and baseball, but we ain't gonna leave the girl out. She does dance and gymnastics, so she has 2 activities as well. So
okay, dig that.
But my little girl been dancing since she was like 3, so she's 10 now, so she's up there, man. Got the long ballerina type legs, so we're putting them to use. I'm gonna get her in the track though soon. I think that's the next move because just us walking around the neighborhood and the park and stuff, she got some long strides on her, so she need to be on that track and field. So,
all right, bet. No, do that. Honorable mention: swimming and tennis. Let's go ahead and beautify and blackify those sports.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
in the name of Jesus. All right, because I haven't even really seen anybody black swim, and that's going to tear up the world when we got Ebony.
The black Michael Phelps. Yeah. He gets out there, it's gonna be.
And Andre Jackson in lane 7 is bringing home the gold. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hit different. And we know what time it is. All right. So now that you guys see all the information, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go into WWE Smackdown that happened on last Friday. Just taking a gander at some of the highs and lows and WTFs of Smackdown last week. What stood out to you last week? I mean, I just like as the title said of our show today, WWE was kind of iffy this week. I don't know if they were saving things for the series, when everything is going to be on USA and they go ahead and bring out the big guns or whatever. What stood out to you on SmackDown this week?
I don't know. I guess the biggest thing, as I'm kind of looking through now, trying to kind of recap some of the things that happened on Friday night. So I think we did get I think it's been confirmed now that Cody would challenge. Solo was challenged Cody at Bad Blood. I think that's it, or they just I know they talked last week. And then I might be spoiling
Is
things
that
for this
Bad
week. I
Blood? I
don't know.
thought that was next week.
Well, no. But I mean, Bad Blood is the pay per view. I'm trying to remember if last week is when Solo confronted Cody and he called out Jacob Fatu, or was that? I think it was.
No, that was Friday. No, that was Friday. I thought
that
that was the cage match was going to be on SmackDown on Friday.
That's what it is.
I could be.
No, you're right. You're right. It's a match actually on Friday for the premiere of SmackDown
There
on
you
USA.
go.
Yeah. I was still thinking about Bad Blood. So
yeah, no, yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how they. Yeah, I mean they still got time though, because Bad Blood is not until in probably another 3 or 4 weeks though. So Cody can have him an opponent coming up and stuff. And then I'm hearing that Roman will possibly be back.
Yeah,
Friday.
So now two things. One, because it's the premiere of SmackDown on USA, they bring that's kind of quote unquote bringing out the big guns for that. But if you remember when it was first reported that he was going to be out for a while when Jacob Fatu attacked him, the date that they put on there was September 13th. Now at the time, that date didn't really just was a random date, and then we realized as we get closer to this season premiere they like to do, September 13th was the day they was going to USA. So. It makes sense for him to show up this Friday.
Yep. So another predictable match, this time within the confines of a steel cage. So interested in seeing if Roman is going to be under the cage for about 4 or 5 hours, or maybe he comes in scales cage or whatever, to get his hands on Solo in the bloodline and possibly Jacob Fatu. He ain't got his yet, but the tribal chief is on his way back. So it was interesting to see DIY and the Street Profits come and back him up during their promo.
Yeah.
Because they've all had their problems with them too. We're set up for the main event match that night with DIY and the Street Profits versus the Bloodline.
Yeah.
But random. How did the Street Profits get into a NXT Tag Team title match tonight?
Well, I think because I don't know if you heard it. So the team that was supposed to be there,
the Rascals,
for some reason couldn't make it. I don't know if it's something with TNA or travel issues or what. So I think they just drew a tag team out of the hat to send over there instead of canceling that match, and they picked the Street Profits. So now you think about some of the ones that have kind of went over to NXT from the main roster. I don't think the Street Profits have been over there since they left NXT. I could be wrong. Maybe once or twice in a few years ago. But it gives them opportunity to, because maybe they didn't have a spot for them on SmackDown this Friday when they premiere on the USA Network. So let's just put them on SmackDown. So let's put them on NXT, so they still be in that same window of all WWE on USA this week. But I see it's gonna be a good match. It's basically two teams that are high flyers, and we can expect some flips and some dives and all that kind of stuff, and we'll see that because I have not watched NXT tonight though, but I think that'll be a decent match.
Hey, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, they the real deal, bro.
Yeah, they
I ain't gonna. They the real deal too. So to have that in there, I don't know if I hope they don't let the Profits lose. I'd rather have a disqualification.
Yeah, it may be something like that. Maybe
I'd rather have a disqualification than to have another L by the Street Profits, because Montez Ford just got pinned Friday. So here's to seeing what happened with that. Kevin Owens was in a weird match to me, because they're still trying to break up A-Town Down Under. Right. I don't know if they want to do it or not or whatever. But KO got the win, but you can kind of see Austin Theory being the one that, they're trying to do something with Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm cool with it,
when they do, because that whole match, and the way I looked at it was the further along the story of A-Town Down Under breaking up. Because when it does happen, Grayson Waller's going to be the heel. So you got to do things to kind of make the people cheer for Austin Theory, because he'll be the babyface. But that I was thinking about that too last night as I'm watching. I mentioned a couple weeks ago about Kevin Owens. I feel like he's been feuding with the Bloodline for 4 years now.
Man,
Next to 4 years, and let's not count Sammy. Him and Sammy's little feud is on a whole other spectrum over here. But when it comes to just being on SmackDown, next to the Bloodline, I think he's feuded with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller probably more than anybody else since then. It's like if they don't have anything going on between the two, okay, let's let them have a match. Let's put them back together. Let's start some conflict with them again. And
right.
it's been like that ever since. I know at least since Grayson Waller came up from NXT, he's been feuding with Kevin Owens. So,
yep. And again, Kevin Owens is in this weird twilight zone where you're trying to figure out what to do with him after the Cody thing, and him trying to figure himself out and where he's going to go next. So here's to seeing what's going on with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller and that breakup as that continues to give us a little slow burn on that. The women's tag team titles, we had another match again. Hey man, I'm digging Jade and Bianca finisher, man. That is very unique.
Jumps out on the knees and
yeah, it's a DDT. It's a DDT. After you DDT her, she take her feet and kangaroo kick her back into a belly to back kind of suplex.
It's almost like a reverse. Carlito had the code breaker, or I think Jericho had the code breaker, where you hit their back onto your knees. But as you do that, then you kind of as you see a karate kick back up into a German suplex. So.
Yeah, so I'm really digging it, and they picked up the win.
Speaking of them, I listened to an interview with them on another podcast today, and I think one of the questions they asked Jay was, "What some of the little things you picked up from being in WWE compared to like AEW?" I think she said some of the little just throwaway answer, but she also, one thing I learned about teaming with her, and she's talking about Bianca because both of them was on the show. He said, when we come out to the ring, I know now to stand to her left because I've gotten hit so many times with her whipping her hair because she always listens to the right. So I know to stand on the left side of her so that I don't get hit by her hair. So I thought that was pretty fun.
And that breakup is going to be the Rockers-esque. Not saying that somebody's going to be Marty Jannetty, but that was a big deal when the Rockers broke up. I was pissed. I was 8 years old and could not understand why. Now I do, you know what I'm saying? But when you're a kid, you don't know what's going on. And then we didn't have the internet back then, so to read magazines and stuff, pro wrestling magazines.
It literally came out of nowhere to us because we wasn't expecting to see it. It hadn't been spoiled by it on the internet about, oh, this is the plan or what's going to happen. So
yeah. But anyway, we're going to enjoy Jade and Bianca into that split come. We're not going to keep talking about it, but we all know as wrestling fans what the deal is there. I'm trying to think what else happened on there.
Well, your favorite feud. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. Looks like they're gonna have another match because even though LA Knight is somewhere in there too, and we may end up getting a triple threat because they both confronted LA Knight trying to get a United States Championship opportunity.
I don't think it's going to be a triple threat. I think that's going to be the win. Whoever wins this feud that they got going, the prize is now a shot at LA Knight.
Yeah.
Which are more than likely probably be Andrade, because we've seen LA Knight and Carmelo, program a couple of times before he got the title, which means they can't call it back. But I think that Andrade will be the next one to step in the ring against LA Knight, and I think that'll be a pretty good match as well. So. Don't know. They didn't say if they were going to make that a best of 7. They didn't say if they were going to make that a best of 7 or a best of 5, because right now it's deuce, and maybe you finish at Bad Blood, with the fifth or the fifth final one, or
you go 7 games.
So you can go one. You can do one more on SmackDown, and then another one at Bad Blood, however you want to do that. But all of it's going to come to a head at Bad Blood, and then we'll go from there. Because then basically they didn't have 7 matches, so obviously they didn't develop some kind of Bad Blood or whatever, however they want to write that, whatever. Yo gal, Nia and Tiffany Stratton, that continues to be kind of weird, and they're building towards that.
I want them now. What I'm seeing, and hopefully they go to this, they need to go ahead and form this faction. You see Tiffany, you see Pretty Deadly, you see Nia together. They need to be all they need to all be in the group. Again, I told you Nia can call it her or Queen's Court or whatever you want to call it. But I need that to be an official group where you can see Pretty Deadly helping Nia win matches, Tiffany helping Nia until we get the cash in. We can build that for a while until we're ready to give it to Tiffany and then let her cash in on it. But
we're seeing cracks already, though.
Yeah, I know, and it's fine to have cracks, but I still need to see some unity on TV. Even though we know that cracks in the foundation, I need to see at least build the house up first before you tear it down. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, yeah. So that was pretty much. I think that was pretty much it. We talked about Cody. We talked about the titles. With the women's titles. Who has the tag titles over? Oh yeah, the Bloodline got the tag titles over there, and we discussed them. They picked up the win over DIY and
the Street Profits.
We didn't talk about the little God. What is that? What's a way that I can say that gives you a small, like a chip or a small crack in the foundation? Not crack, but it's something to pay attention to. When Cody told Jacob Fatu that he wanted him to be the next.
Oh yeah, that just starts the conflict between Jacob and Solo. He's causing division within the bloodline by doing that.
Yes, that was something that was put out there, and I think that we're going to continue to see that. It's going to be random. I don't know if he'll flip before Survivor Series. We don't know, but that's something to keep an eye on. Cody threw that rock in the pebble, and they're rocking the lake, and we were trying to see them the waves and the ripples that come from said thing by Cody Rhodes being messy with that. I think that was everything. Like I said, it's not a whole lot of stuff that happened on SmackDown that was pretty much worth discussion or whatever. But still,
Well, was that September 6th? That was SmackDown. Yeah. So speaking of your boy, Giovanni, when he showed up, got pinned.
Thank you.
Got pinned in like 3 seconds. I just thought about that.
I don't.
They're going something with it though. If
they have to lose
this Thursday, but
they have to do something
as a killer next. Yeah.
They have to do something about this, because there's no way you getting all of these vignettes and stuff and things and saying who you are, and then you ain't go back to Raw to get your league back against Gunther. Okay, so they already hold you out on that. Okay, now you gonna come on SmackDown and then you lose to Apollo Crews, who has not won a singles match in almost 3 years. I think they said 2 years, and you lose to Apollo Crews.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I think they need to go ahead and let him snap, and because he's a good wrestler and stuff like that. He just been hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't like the way they did Gio Da Vinci on that one, but I think he gets his get back on SmackDown whenever this rematch is, which I think it'll probably be next week to try to, hopefully there's a beatdown worth a disqualification, and Apollo Crews gets his. So I think that was it. I think that was it on SmackDown side of things. As we head over into Raw, don't forget. I want to tell you guys, don't forget to go over and check out my homie at creativegraphics.com, and who is making very, very good quality t-shirts and everything. Getting ready for the hoodie season. So all of the gear and stuff that you see here can be made into hoodies and things like that. Black owned, very creative gentleman who has some more stuff that's coming down the line and stuff as well. So don't forget to check out the website right here, guys. You guys see it down below, www.creativegraphics.com, and get your gear and stay creative. All right. before we get to Raw, let's jump into a little bit of AEW because it's a lot of stuff that went on. AEW had another big pay-per-view. And I just wanted to kind of touch on it. We're not going to discuss all the matches and stuff like that because they had another pre-show that had like 3 or 4 matches on it, and had a regular show.
Which was what, about 4 hours long, I think. I think they
My God.
said. Yeah.
Oh gosh, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long.
Let's see. So MJF
Was that him and Danny Garcia?
Yeah. Let's see. MJF won that one. Obviously cheated to do that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, whatever. The Young Bucks, they defended their titles against Willa Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. Let's see. I heard Will Ospreay and Pac tore the house down.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of clips on it. Again, I didn't watch the show. I'm literally following it on Twitter, with just clips and stuff like that I'm seeing. But yeah, it looks to be a good match.
Yeah, they a lot of crazy spots. I've been noticing they've been using that poison rana a lot, man. That man did a poison rana off the top rope, and Will Ospreay landed on his feet. Crazy athletic, man. Like, it's
speaking of landing on your feet, you kind of made me think about that segment on NXT when Ricochet did it, because Will Ospreay confronted Ricochet in the locker room after the match, and he basically saying, "I'm going out here and giving 5-star matches. You back here in catering. What are you doing?" To Ricochet in the backstage. So Ricochet said something about, "I'm trying to do something," or "I see what you're doing." It started out like it's gonna get hot and it ended flat. So we'll see, because that's the match everybody wants anyway. So as soon as you saw him walk up to Ricochet, the crowd popped.
Yeah, Ricochet. That wasn't their first interaction, because Ospreay came out to on one of the shows to talk when Ricochet was in the ring, and then Pac came out and hit him with a poison rana on the stage. So that wasn't their first, but I think everybody knows where this is going, and they are on their way to that. Will Ospreay picked up a win in a very, very good match, and I've always liked Pac. I've always liked him, even when he was over. He was an NXT champion for a while. What was his name over here?
Neville something.
Neville. I really enjoyed. I hated when he left, but they wouldn't. WWE. You just fall through the cracks and stuff sometimes. For him to come over here and still be, great at what he's doing and stuff like that, love it. Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander had a match.
Yeah,
and that street fight was a street fight.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Now, how much money they got to pay you to take a split on top of some?
Oh my God, that's the spot I was
That's the spot.
That was the spot I was getting ready to say. That was ridiculous, bro. You gotta take some tacks to the inner thighs and the ass like that, bro. Like, hey, Chris, you a cold Tony for that one. Let's see. It looks like let's see. Wrap the chain around. Yeah, so it looks like Statlander won that.
Yeah, I think I did hear that.
Yeah, she won now when Willow tapped out. Willow tapped out. So I don't know. Was it champion?
Yeah, I saw it was no, it wasn't for a championship with it, but I saw like a clip of that where she kind of had almost like a what was Chris Benoit's move? The little crippler crossface.
Crossface, yeah.
She basically had a crossface, but instead of using her arm, she had a chain around.
She had a chain, yeah. That's what I just read.
She had to tap out on that one.
Let me see if I can find another one here, because here we go. Bleacher Report usually do a better job of telling who won what. All right, so let's see. We went over Willow. We did Will Ospreay. We just talked about Willow and stuff. Yeah. And then we had Okada, Cassidy, Tashida, and Briscoe for the Continental title. Didn't really see that match, but your winner is Okada. He keeps his title. Mercedes Moné had a title defense against Hikaru Shida. Yeah, Hikaru Shida. I think she had she had the title at once upon the women's title and stuff once upon a time, I heard. But looks like Mercedes Moné defeated Shida on that one. Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry. Bryan Danielson got the win, but most importantly, after the match.
Mm-hmm. So from what I understand, again, because I don't watch AEW all the time, Christian won what would be the equivalent of Money in the Bank. So he has a title shot whenever he wants to.
Right.
And he came out to confront Bryan Danielson. The Blackpool BP.
Blackpool.
I'm trying to think the initials. Yeah. Blackpool BCP.
BCC, Black Combat Club.
BPC, yeah.
Blackpool
came to defend, to take up for Bryan Danielson. And evidently on Dynamite and other previous shows, Moxley and Danielson has kind of there's been some tension between the two. So everybody was kind of expecting a turn. Now I don't think they're expecting a turn right then. But then you saw Claudio hit him with the European uppercut, knocked him down, and then they literally put a plastic bag over his head and tried to suffocate him.
Bro,
basically attempted murder right there on
that's
TV.
That's attempted murder on TV.
Yeah.
That was something I've never seen. I've never seen anybody put a bag over somebody's head and trying to suffocate somebody in a like that was ridiculous. And you got Willa Yuta trying to stop and Pac was holding him back, and
he wasn't aware that's what they were going to do. He wasn't
aware of what they were going to do.
Yeah, the way he was kind of trying to get it there, trying to get them to stop. Yeah, I do like that part. The whole the acting and the way he reacted and stuff, that it seemed genuine.
Yeah. Can't wait to see. I'm actually going to turn into AEW tomorrow to see the fallout of that and the fallout of the main event. Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Now lead up.
Oh yeah,
and I'm gonna start with you.
Oh yeah, we hadn't talked about this.
You put a nice, wholesome story in our group chat about Swerve Strickland going back to buy his childhood home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that's cool. But before I could really settle into this, somebody, gosh, you gotta love the internet wrestling community because they will ruin it for you. People was like, yeah, Hangman, burn that shit down. And I was like, dang, like that could be something that'll probably happen down the line. Right. But I didn't know it was going to be later on that night.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it that same night. Now, the only thing I saw, which was funny, and actually we shout out to Lovely again because I saw her post something about, the scene from next Friday. Next Friday, Mike Elsker Day was feuding with what was the girl's name? Was it Big Baby?
Baby D.
Baby D. And you see Baby D's sister hand her a brick, basically saying throw out a brick. That's why I saw that clip. I was like, okay, that's funny. Telling Hangman, hey, you go throw a brick through that man's window. But no, to set it on fire, I was not expecting that. When he showed up late on that day and they showed the promo of him walking around the house pouring gasoline on it, and then it went up in flames. He sat right there on the front porch drinking whiskey while it burned in the background. It was a nice shot.
That was a cold. I ain't gonna hate. That was a cold picture. You can't hate it. But it was just something about me. Here go the petty Ricky Fontaine for y'all, because that house looked fake to me when they were showing it. Because usually, if it's something that meant something to you, you walk through the house, you show little things and stuff in the house, you show things, and this is where I
marked when I was.
This is why, they painted over it, but right here we had a mark and stuff like I knew something crazy was going to happen. The more and more I thought about it, like when you sent the video and I watched it, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," but it was just still something like something ain't right here. And of course, they pulled a Fiend Randy Orton kind of deal. Back when Bray Wyatt, the house got burned down for Bray Wyatt back in the day. So to this match, they had some crazy, bro. Come on, Q. Like some of this stuff, bro, that they doing. Come on, bro.
It's insane, man. First of all, you dropped this man on his back on a cinder block.
On a cinder block, they don't
and
give
it wasn't no bounce. He like hit that jump, and he saw his back kind of turn. Yeah, that, and then I don't give a damn if it's brand new out the stove, dipped in alcohol.
I already know.
You are not sticking a syringe anywhere on my body, not alone in my cheek. It went through his cheek almost to his tongue. I'm like, no, bro.
Bump that. We ain't got to get to that point. Ain't nobody finna just staple nothing to my face. Ain't nobody finna staple stuff to my chest and just casually walk it that down.
I had done that once before in another match. But yeah, no, that staple gun to any part, no, you're not doing it.
We're not doing that. So we got the syringe. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, even
both players. I mean, both wrestlers took bumps off of the damn cinder block. Both of them.
Yeah, I saw the one for Swerve, and I didn't see the one for Hangman. But yeah,
Hangman took one too.
Yeah,
and ladies and gentlemen, cinder blocks do not give. I don't care how much you practice this stuff. That's just not. I'm sorry. That's just not the groove right. That's not the groove right there. But to end all, after your spot, that's when the infamous chair shot took place.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
After the syringe, and he took a chair shot to the head that knocked him out. And that was the end of the match with Adam Page finally getting the win over Swerve Strickland. And now we're trying to figure out where Hangman goes next, because like I said, I haven't really watched AEW enough I watched enough for it to know the difference between Adam Hangman Page when he first got there to where he is now. He is in this deep, dark place, and that could help him moving forward. But that was them two. That was a rivalry. Everybody gets on AEW for storytelling and stuff like that. This was long-term storytelling and stuff before Swerve won the title, all the way to after Swerve lost it, and now they're still picking back up on there. Will there be another match between them two? I'm not sure. I don't know where we are in the count or whatever. I don't know if we're both going to be done. They're both going to be done with this, and they move on to with Adam possibly going on to trying to get a singles title run again. But crazy pay-per-view by AEW, and I really wish I could have sat down and watched it, but that would have been kind of uncomfortable seeing some of the stuff that I saw. A syringe, a plastic bag, and then somebody on X put, and I forgot all about this, when the Undertaker put the hung Big Boss Man from the top of the cage. I was like, I forgot all about that.
Oh yeah,
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was a different era for that. That wouldn't even, I wouldn't even know if necessarily call that one the Attitude Era, when that happened. But that was part of the whole Ministry of Darkness feud faction that the Undertaker had and his feuds and stuff. So yeah, wrestling has done some dark things over the years, man.
Yeah, because imagine I was messed up when I was a kid, back when Jake the Snake put that cobra on Randy Savage. I remember watching that episode live, bro, and I couldn't believe it. I thought he was dead. I thought Randy Savage was dead. That there was nothing more that you could tell me about that, because we saw that on TV. We saw that live when nobody knew about milking, the cobra and stuff for that particular scene, except for Jake and Randy. And I think Jake said Randy, the one that asked about it, and was like, "Hey man, you sure that that this cobra was
defanged or whatever.
Yeah, it was milk for all this poison or whatever, and it was. But that was some scary.
Jake has done interviews where Macho Man had the snake bite Jake first. He's just to make sure.
Yeah,
you let the snake bite you.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So we just seen some crazy spots and stuff like that. But AEW kind of reminded me, like, about the kind of stuff that, but man, syringes to the jaw.
Yeah, I mean, like what?
Bro, a plastic bag.
Yeah, where do you go from here? I mean, it's like
no,
what other notch you trying to take it to?
They didn't set motherfuckers on fire.
Yeah,
they didn't did some of everything in AEW.
Yeah,
and hopefully, I mean, hoping you don't try to kill somebody just for ratings. I mean, like it's not worth it, man. Just keep putting on great matches and stuff like that, and you ain't got to worry about trying to castrate somebody on live TV. We ain't doing that. Right. So the last show we're gonna jump into WWE Raw on yesterday. That originated from Ontario.
Ontario, Canada. Yes.
Is it Ontario, Canada? Yeah, Canada.
No, it was.
Oh, Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah, that was a Calgary. Yeah.
Okay. And Bret Hart, man, it was kind of crazy to see. I haven't seen Bret Hart in a while, but it's crazy to see him with the silver hair instead of the black drippy, the one hair that everybody gets old, I know, but still, man, like
they brought up one of those. Yeah, they brought up Bret is 67 years old.
Wow.
He actually looks pretty good for 67.
He does look good for 67. He does look good for 67. So Bret Hart came and obviously you're in Canada, so you have to bring out the stops when it comes to that, and got involved with Sami Zayn and Gunther's still not budging on giving Sami a match. We all know that's going to change.
But the key to that promo, and I just tell you, whether it was Gunther's idea or WWE telling him how petty he was when he said that Bill Goldberg was his favorite wrestler.
Oh my God, I laughed. I literally laughed out loud watching it. I literally laughed, and then the camera cutting to Bret Hart's face, like, you mother.
And I saw, going down the rabbit hole a little bit more. Somebody else brought this up, and I ended up looking. There was I watched at least 3 videos where anytime Bret Hart talks about Goldberg, he never just says Goldberg. It's always Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg did this. Bill Goldberg can't wrestle. Bill Goldberg is clumsy. Like, he never says just Goldberg. He was his first and last name every time, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. So, he got involved and stuff in that, and Sami and Gunther had a little bit of a brawl or whatever to kind of set up what we know is going to be another match between those two. There.
The night started out with the 8-man tag, wasn't it? With the
YS6. Oh yeah. So hopefully this is the American made and YS6 finale. I think this all came to a head on last night, with the YS6 picking up the win, but had some good spots and stuff. It was a street fight, so you're going to see some crazy stuff in the match. Uncle Howdy did get involved. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Uncle Howdy did get involved. Hit a couple of Sister Abigail's, and they picked up the win. So now I'm thinking, just me, because I'm looking at this this Judgment Day stuff. Finn he got a new entrance or whatever, and he's looking like the Finn of old. He's looking like the Prince now. I've never seen anybody really lose a match on a rope break. He beat Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio won by disqualification because he had him in like this weird Boston Crab with the rope kind of thing or whatever, and did not break it, and that was a disqualification. I have not seen that in a very long time, that somebody wins by disqualification off of a rope break that they didn't get a chance. And first of all, the rep didn't even count until literally like 10 seconds after he had the move on. So I knew something was up then.
Yeah.
But this Finn seems to be a little bit more vicious. So I think they're going to try to end this thing. Well, they're not going to end it, but I think we're going to start seeing some vignettes with the Y6 possibly coming after the Judgment Day next. Thoughts on that?
I mean, I can see that if it goes back to our theory in the very beginning about them, the Y6 focusing on family. The Judgment Day was like a family that now you would have to kind of blame Liv a little bit too on breaking up that family, or instead of Liv, they probably go after Dom, but Dom and Finn as the reasons why the Judgment Day broke up. So I can see that if they decide to do that, especially if the Y6 is going to stay face, the biggest heels on Raw right now is Judgment Day. So yeah, I can see that.
I think that may be in the cards next, them or either the Final Testament. So speaking of Final Testament, it was weird now that Odyssey Jones is gone. Xavier Woods was back there because Karrion Kross was in the Miz ear again and stuff like that. And so, but it looks like it may get to the Miz though, because the Miz do a lot of flip flopping and facing heel and stuff like that and stuff. So
what I think is happening, I think the ultimate goal is to turn Woods, I think. But they using other people too, just like, because again, you could have been talking to Miz by itself with Karrion Kross, still said the same thing. But the fact that they had Xavier Woods come in to basically, hey, why are you talking to him? What's going on? I think somehow it's still going to end up circling back to Woods. Now, what they decide to do with him, I don't know. And between him and Kofi, or him and whoever his friends are, I think the ultimate goal is still to kind of pull Woods either into the Final Testament with them, or just cause drama everywhere that's involved in Woods' life, that he ends up just turning to the evil side and just becoming the heel because of that.
Why not let that happen next week? Well, no, that's not this week was the series premiere, but New Day has a tag title opportunity against the Judgment Day. So another L, maybe that takes him off, takes him, a little bit further into this this breakup with them two or whatever. I'm interested in seeing how that's going to continue, or if they scrap the whole idea, because Woods looked like he was receptive to the tag title and all the other stuff. He seemed like he was in good spirits and stuff. He wasn't as hesitant as he was the last few weeks. So I don't know. WWE is known to scrap ideas and and stuff like that and move forward with other stuff. So I don't know, but interesting to see how that's going to go. What else? The Terror Twins took a beat down. Did Jay come out?
Jay did come out of hell at the very end. It took him a while though, because he came out with a steel chair, kind of cleared the ring, and then you saw,
I didn't see
Real was holding the ribs with one hand, trying to grab Jey Uso's arm by the other hand, trying to pull him up. Same thing with Damon. Damon was down and kind of had his hand kind of up on Jay. Jay was standing up in between them after the fact, but yeah, he did come. I was surprised. I was expecting him to come earlier, but I guess he was backstage looking for a chair. But when he finally found one, he came down, because it took him a minute.
No, he probably at the back entrance. They're like, wait. 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 All right, go ahead. Yeah. So that's all going to come to a hit. Jay, speaking of Jey Uso, he is the number one contender, which I hope didn't happen.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
I didn't because
you think he's going to lose to Braun Breaker.
I think he's going to lose. Now I could be wrong and he win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There have been short title reigns and stuff, but Braun Breaker been everywhere in the back talking shit to everybody.
Yeah, but that's been a that is a match that is booked for Bad Blood, I believe. So we got a while before he gets the title. So maybe he can do some things that kind of tip the scales and say, okay, Jay might actually win this. So you got some weeks to build him up some more before that title shot.
Another thing that was interesting that he said a couple of weeks ago when he was talking to Jay was the fact that he said nobody in your family has beaten anybody in my family.
Yeah.
And it just made me...
It's not true, but... Yeah,
Now that's what I was thinking,
yeah.
because I was like, they've had to.
Mm-hmm.
The Steiner brothers had to have faced the Wild Samoans or
Samoans or
somebody
some
or
version of Samoans, or I know if he throw Haku in, I know they had a feud with Haku and I don't know who Haku's partner was. I know the Steiner brothers had quite a few matches with him in WCW. I can't remember. Maybe the Barbarian, maybe. Who was Haku with? I can't remember. But I'm sure over the history they had. But again, that's why I think this would be the perfect time for Jimmy to come back. Because again, you're still talking about family. Jimmy Uso somehow helps Jay win. You know, even Jay kind of looks at him funny for a minute, but then they get the embrace at the end of the match with the title. Boom, they're all good. And then you can use Jimmy, take Jimmy back over to SmackDown, get back into good graces with Roman. And because now that Jimmy and Jay are good and Jimmy or Roman are good, then you can finally get the OG bloodline back together. So if you're doing this slow burn toward what we assume Survivor Series, Roman's gonna have to start getting some people on his side.
it's starting it. It's got to, maybe it starts at Bad Blood. Maybe Jimmy comes back at Bad Blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Whether he interferes in this match or shows up in whatever they decide to do with the bloodline, doing a Bad Blood, they're all gonna be in the same building. So that day, because it's a PLE. So
yeah. So yeah, very interesting. Very interesting stuff there. With Braun Breaker. Hopefully, we're going to see a good match. Maybe will we see a title change and stuff right now? Who knows? Like I said a few minutes ago, WWE will hit the swerve in a minute, and we don't know what's going on next. Let's see. What else did we have? Oh, we had a surprise appearance from Natalya, who had no pop whatsoever. I knew when she said it. When she said it, when Zelina, love you, Zelina, hey girl, when she said that, when she said we was having a mystery partner last week, and I knew that we was going to be in Calgary.
Yeah,
I already knew who it was, because we knew that Natalya had just signed another contract deal as well to remain with WWE. So it was only a matter of time before Natalya showed back up, and what better way for her to show up into the season finale where they were Raw and stuff like that. So it wasn't a surprise. Hometown gal gets the hometown win against what are their names again?
Pure
Fusion Collective. I'm trying to get better at the Pure Fusion.
But they actually said they show PCF on the screen, so in their entrance, so they're probably gonna be going by PCF, which I told you was gonna happen. That they're going to shorten them that name and just call them by the initials. So,
and then you can't, they even trying to push the tagline for them on this. Like, anybody want to step up, shoot your shot. Like, fuck, man. Like, what?
But I think I was about to say Pat, but it wasn't Pat McAfee because he's gone. But I think it was Wade Barrett that brought up the line they said last week about, or maybe it was Testator, said that no woman can, no man can take us home tonight, and then no woman can stop in the back and stop us. Somebody said, but they brought it up again. It's funny to me.
Yeah, like I said, ain't nobody but one on there that's even remotely cute at all. So, but yeah, so we had that going on, and let's see, what else did we have?
Well, the biggest thing was Adam Pearce announced we're gonna have Drew and Punk one more time
again,
which we thought Bad Blood. Hell in the cell.
Yeah, you guys can go back and listen. These four horsemen, we talked about this. We kind of mapped this out. We mapped this out with this CM Punk and Drew McIntyre feud, and all of it is going to come to a head at Bad Blood, which is, I'm okay with it. One more good match. Man, I just hope Punk don't fall apart, man. Punk in the cage with in Hell in a Cell like that, man, it just screams injury for him.
Yeah. And depending on whoever loses was going to take some time off anyway. If Punk was supposed to lose, then you can probably just fake an injury in the cage and ride him off TV that way. Well, he probably won't have to fake it. He may end up getting hurt for real. So.
Yeah. So who knows? Bronson Reed showed back up after his COVID hiatus and took out Braun Strowman in that match that Jay won and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out, was there other stuff that
the only thing that was listed was Bianca and Jay did defend the tag titles against Unholy Union, and they retained. So, and I think you saw Damage Control confront them again backstage, and this time it was Io and Kairi Sane. So maybe they'll get a shot. Maybe
her eyes intact. I missed
yeah,
that
she was
part.
fine. Yeah, I meant to rewind it to look to see if there was any type of patching thing, but I did see a picture on Twitter earlier this week that showed her getting stitches. So, or maybe late last week, her getting stitches. So, yeah, the eye's still in place. Everything good. It was right above the eye over here. Had cut, so she had to do some stitches.
Ooh, that's crazy. How man. It just
But
shows how dangerous this sport is, you know what I'm saying? Just on a freak accident like that. And man, it could have been a wrap, man. So I think that's it, bro. That's it with that show?
That was it as far as in-ring action. It was some out-of-ring news that broke today. I don't know if you saw that. So effective October 7th, whatever. I think right after the month, I think the Raw after Bad Blood, Raw is gonna be 2 hours. It's gonna be 2 hours from now until end of the year, and then we'll see what the time slot is when they go to Netflix come 1st of January. So
what you think about it? I don't have a problem with it. I think that's fine because I enjoy SmackDown being 2 hours, and I feel like we get enough. If the stories and everything and the action and stuff is the way it's supposed to be, I think you get enough in those 2 hours.
Yeah, it's just they gonna that's something we think about people like the LWO and people like that that's on Raw. How much TV time do they get when we cut to 2 hours? You don't gonna have so much time to present these matches and feuds and stuff, but it's interesting. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure they have a plan as far as how it's mapped out, but yeah, 2 hours from October 7th, I believe, till the rest of the year. So
yeah, very interesting. I'm all for it. Let's see how it looks and see how everything flows with it. Because again, if you got a good storyline, again, Bloodline was on SmackDown. Their whole thing was on SmackDown, and they did that.
And when you think about
2 hours,
so think about again this Friday, SmackDown will be on USA. But when you think about SmackDown on Fox, and I didn't realize it's been 5 years since they moved over to Fox. And you know the very first match was the main event match for the first SmackDown.
What?
When they moved to Fox is when Kofi lost to Brock Lesnar, lost the title in like 3 seconds. Yeah, so remember, that was literally the first SmackDown on Fox was Kofi getting squashed by Brock Lesnar when he was WWE champion.
Of course, it's gonna be on Fox. Fox News.
So, and then of course, this past Friday was the last of SmackDown. So,
yeah,
I forgot where I was going with that, but that's the end of that. So once they go into to USA, it's going to be almost like a different era. One other thing I want to bring up, another out of the ring news topic. So today, earlier today, PWI dropped their list of 500. We talked about it a little bit offline. I don't think we had started streaming yet, so people may not have heard this. But so they got out there PWI 500, which is this magazine and publication that gives out the top 500 wrestlers in the world. And it's all promotions all over the world. And your WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, is number 1 this year. I believe I said the dates could be wrong, but it's somewhere like August 31st of 2023 till September 1st, something like that, till all year. It's not January to February. It's like August to end of July the next year or something like that of this year. So that's what they look at that their win-loss records during that time, the championships they won, the main events they've been in, pay-per-view / PLEs they've been in. So Cody is number 1. I do have the top 10 in front of me. I took a screenshot of it.
Go ahead. Let us know.
So Cody is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The former AEW champion Swerve Strickland is number 2. Will Ospreay was 3. Seth freaking Rollins is number 4. This 5th wrestler is, I'm assuming it's a Japanese wrestler. His name is Japanese. Tetsuya Naito, Naito. He's number 5.
Yeah, right there. I think I know who he is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I think I've heard that word NATO before. Maybe that's what they call him. Number 6 was Damian Priest, the former WWE World Champion.
Yo,
So Damian Priest made the cut at number 6. Yeah,
dig it.
Yeah. Now MJF made the cut at number 7, even though MJF was out for a few months during that time frame, if I'm not mistaken. So MJF was number 7. John Moxley was number 8. Your current WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther is number 9, and Mexican wrestler Mystico rounds out at number 10. So that's all I've seen so
Mystical
far.
Mystical from No Limit.
Yeah, no, that's Mystical.
Okay.
This is Mystico.
If it ain't live, it ain't me.
2 different people. Speaking of Mystical, I'm surprised I haven't heard from him when it comes to this whole Super Bowl thing. You know, people in New Orleans supposedly mad that Lil Wayne didn't get the spot for the Super Bowl.
Bro, look. Let's talk about it before we get in the debate of the day. Let's go ahead and add that to the debate of the day. And all
I'm gonna say is, y'all can be mad all you want to. Y'all wanted Jay-Z to take this over because y'all wanted some kind of hip hop representation in Super Bowl. And from a business standpoint, Jay was like, okay, who's the hottest rapper right now? Who's the hottest person in hip hop right now? And it's Kendrick Lamar. Based on that whole feud with Drake, because you guarantee you're gonna get They Not Like Us performed probably at the very end. So y'all can be all mad if you want to, but why didn't you ask Lil Wayne, and why can't you pull Juvenile in and all that stuff? So yeah.
Which one? But let's talk about it then. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not. Oh, Ricky, let's see. How can you say this? Okay, let's just say it. One of these guys are more marketable than the other. One of them is more pleasing to the TV screen than the other one.
Yeah. Well,
I know that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But again, Kendrick, like you said, is hot right now. Kendrick is what's hot right now. You rolling with your hot hand and stuff like that. There is still, keep in mind, Kendrick and Lil Wayne have a song together. So again, I don't think, and it's just me, I don't think Kendrick rolls down to, New Orleans during the Super Bowl halftime where the Falcons will be up like 14-13.
I said, don't say 20.
Against, no, we ain't doing that. No, see, 14-13. That way, that team already got more than 3 points.
Right.
And not pay homage to the people in New Orleans. I might see Master P. I might see the big timers. You might still see Wayne. Let it play out, people.
Right. That's why I said people jump on the bandwagon so much to hate. And I think what people forget about, the Super Bowl that was in LA that had Dr. Dre and Snoop and 50 Cent and all of that, that wasn't their show. It was Eminem's show. Eminem was the performer. He invited all of them on the stage. So again, they didn't pick a LA rapper to do that. That Super Bowl
that was Dre.
I thought was the Eminem.
No, that was Dre. No, that was Dre's show, and Dre brought out everybody who he didn't did music and stuff with. So it started out with Dre and Snoop, and then M came because he brought M on, and then you had Kendrick come.
I was confused because I was thinking they were talking about if it was in Detroit, they would have had Eminem do it. If the Super Bowl was in this city, it would have had this rapper doing it. So that's why I was getting confused about, because people were talking about Eminem performing with Dre.
And don't let the Super Bowl come to Detroit. That got M all. M wrapped up all, and that's my.
They won't do it.
That's anyway. My favorite. That's my favorite rapper right there, everybody. So I don't, M is the go to me. I even heard him. I listened to. You know what? I listened to LL new album that just came out last week.
Why?
It's fire though.
Is it?
Like I like rap and stuff like that, but M was on one of them, and then he had some other people. He had Fat Joe on one. He had Buster on it. It was a lot of people on here and stuff like that. But for LL to be sick in his like 50s, late 50s,
late 50s, yeah,
he still got bars. I'm like, it was good. Now, is it going to win like a BET award? Well, hell, they might. Let me just say
a hip hop award of the year.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. I was finna say Soul Train. Hell, I don't think so. But just to have LL come back and just show that hey, I can still kind of do this and stuff. And I ain't talking about like no hippity hop like kind of bars. It was just stuff that make you. It's stuff that was making you think and stuff, and you was lyrically impressed by it. So I listened to it all day Friday because I listen to music while I grocery shop and stuff like this. So I actually listened to it from the first song all the way to the end. And it was say he had some good people on there and stuff like that. Shout out to LL Cool J, still rapping better than some of you Fraven niggas rappers out here today. But yeah, no, that was crazy with Super Bowl. I can't wait to check that out. But speaking of Super Bowl, let's talk about our teams and stuff like that. I'll go ahead and start off with my Falcons, who was very underwhelming against the Pittsburgh.
One of these teams won last week, but
one of these teams won. But I'm going to talk about mine. I'm not going to concentrate on your team paying the quarterback something they could have paid him a couple of months ago and be done with this. But I digress. I've been a Dak fan anyway. I always said, and we got receipts in the group chat. Send Dak to Atlanta. That was before we got Kirk Cousins, because I know Dak is decent and a good quarterback, and that Dallas is trying to sabotage him on purpose. Everything that go wrong in Dallas is always Dak's fault when it's bad. When things go good, I rarely hear people talk about Dak.
I mean, but that's not just Dak. That's any quarterback Cowboys have had. It's always the quarterback fault. It was Romo's fault. It was before him.
Oh yeah, Romo. Ooh, poor Romo. Yeah. But yeah, man, the Falcons didn't look good last week. I had a guy, my homie, that's over creative graphics. Aaron texted me. It was like, Kirk got to go. I'm like, come on, man. Like one game, and dude just coming back from an Achilles injury, and he's going back to full. Like he didn't play all preseason. That's another one I just thought about just right now. He didn't play all full preseason, and to get out there, he still had a great first half and just ran out of gas in the second half with some stupid throws, but. Some of our offensive linemen and stuff they must have paid JJ Watt must have paid them, because JJ Watt was in the backfield damn near every other play.
Yeah.
But I like Bijan Robinson running the ball. Pitts got a touchdown. Drake London had some catches. I think we're gonna be all right. I think people need to keep a cool booty in Atlanta. It's just one game, and we got those Eagles Monday night redemption. We finna get it. Let's get it.
Well, y'all playing the Eagles, I'm definitely rooting for y'all. So, anytime they're playing the Eagles, the 49ers, Washington, anybody like that, yeah.
And y'all took care of the Browns, who had a pretty good defense, but I guess everybody was high off of their money that Dak just signed. Man, they went out there and went to work.
Yeah, Dak got his money. Now I will say this: I'm glad that Dak is still our quarterback, but I actually wanted Jerry Jones to wait, let him play this season out, and then pay him then, because I kind of feel like if you look back at history, and because I play fantasy football, I see these stats all the time. A player that is on his contract year always plays better than any other year he's had, because he's trying to get that money. So if you tell Dak you're not getting your money to the end of the season, Dak playing like an MVP from week 1 all the way to week 18 now. So that's what I kind of wanted to happen. But then you do risk it. But then you risk somebody else paying them because of what he did doing this. So I understand why they went ahead and paid him. But
that was a risk that I don't think he wanted to take, bro.
Yeah, I think when Jerry Jones really said that and thought about it, he was like, yeah, let me go on, pay this guy. But Zeke Elliott, after looking like he can actually, be a running back, a viable running back again, but that was just one game, because he scored a touchdown. He gave us some nice little runs here and there to keep the chains moving. But
but I mean, with Dallas and stuff like that, we're not talking about regular season, because we've seen this before in the regular season from Dallas. Last 3 seasons, what's that, 12 and 5 the last 3?
Yeah, and I keep forgetting when they added the extra weekend there, but 12, so we use 12 and 4, 12 and 5,
12 and 5, and so it's usually the playoffs and stuff that counts with them. So again, you're not going to get too high on it, even though it feels good to win. I'm not going to get too low on the Falcons losing, because I saw what could have been. Again, Nugget people, The offense gave up 6 field goals, no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The defense gave up no touchdowns.
No touchdowns. Yeah.
And so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And then we saw Matthew, our our pick from the Patriots, Matthew Judon got a sack and stuff like that. So again, people in Atlanta, keep a cool booty. We good. Kirk getting his legs under him. He been eating too much lemon pepper wings and stuff while he down there with his chain and stuff like and stuff. He's not injured. Everybody talking about he injured and stuff. Y'all chill out. Let everything play out. And the Dirty Birds gonna continue to make their move up the standings in the NFC. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. We appreciate everybody rocking with us this week on the Black Four Horsemen podcast. Don't forget, guys, to go to Instagram, like and follow YouTube, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell anytime that we hit this live button. You guys are here rocking with us and going along for the ride again. Our debates and stuff gonna be about wrestling, but sometimes we our debate today is just gonna talk about what's going on, like this Super Bowl stuff, like the football season, basketball season coming back up. You never know what you're gonna get with us, but you're gonna have a damn good time rocking with us as well. So with all that being said, man, we appreciate you guys. And tune in next week for another episode of the Black Four Horsemen. Ricky Fontaine, Q, we out this thing, man. Black Four Horsemen.
Appreciate it. Peace.